What's up guys, Kalipus Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a demonstration of the stylus for the Motorola Moto G Stylus 2021. I'll be seeing how well it really works and giving you some tips and tricks for when you're using it. So let's get started. So the stylus is located here at the bottom. Unlike the predecessor, the Motorola Moto G Stylus 2020, where you had to pull it out, all you need to do is pop the spring here and it'll come out, and then you can pull it from there. I like this release a lot better than the release of the Moto G Stylus 2020 because it's a lot more professional, a lot harder to accidentally release the stylus in your pocket or something, whereas when you have to pull it out, you can easily accidentally pull it out and drop it somewhere. So I think this design is a lot more efficient and a lot safer. Now, when you take out the stylus, this little menu is automatically gonna pop up. And here you're able to do several different things. This is a screenshot button. It's literally gonna take a screenshot. So when you hit it, it's gonna take a screenshot just like it would with any other method. I don't really see a huge point in having this. I mean, it's nice to be able to take a screenshot with your stylus, but pressing the buttons or doing the 3-finger screenshot is just as useful. It really doesn't make a whole lot of a difference, at least to me, but it's still cool to have. Now, going down the list here, we have this little art section. Now, this is where I can definitely say the limitations of the stylus are gonna start to show. For example, I'm not gonna lie, I put in actual effort to try to get this coloring to look good, and as you can see, it doesn't even look like a 5-year-old did it. It's like a newborn baby tried to color this page. It's pretty bad. As you can see here, the stylus is responsive, but not responsive enough to really accurately draw or color anything on the screen. So if you're looking for one of those devices that you're gonna be able to use as like a substitute for paper, like the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra can do, then you're probably going to be disappointed with this stylus because it's really not that high quality. And even though you technically can draw stuff, it's not going to be nearly enough to do a good job with it. Now, the next thing we can do is go to our camera. This is pretty cool, I think. But again, it's more of a gimmicky thing in my opinion, because even though it's cool that you can do it with the stylus, I don't really see the point in doing it with the actual stylus. There's just not that much of a point. You can do these cinematograph things where you can draw on a video, but again, it's not really that useful in my opinion. If this is a feature that you'll enjoy and you really want to use, then you can do it. But at the same time, it's more whatever to me, and I feel like for the average user, it's not really going to be that much of a benefit to the point where you would choose this phone over another because it has the stylus. Now I'm going to show you a few different settings you can change for this phone. So first of all, by default, the stylus shortcut bar does show up. Whenever you unlock the stylus, you can add shortcuts too. So we're going to hit settings. And now you can add pretty much anything. So on that little bar, you're going to be able to add up to 3 different shortcuts to it. So for example, we're going to take off cinematograph and open Chrome. And now we're going to go back here. When I open up the shortcut bar, Chrome is going to be here and I can easily access it. So that is a pretty cool feature. Now we're going to go into settings. And right here, stylus actually has its own section. Now there are a few different options you can change. First of all, when the device is unlocked, that's when you're normally going to be using the stylus. By default, it shows shortcuts, but you can also have it open an app. By default, this is Moto Note, but you can use pretty much anything. So let's try it out and see how this works. There we go, Moto Note just opened up. And remember, you can do this with literally any app on your phone. So let's change this app to see what it does. We're gonna change it to the camera. Now when we take out the stylus, sure enough, the camera is gonna open up. Now the other thing that you can change is what happens when you take out the stylus when the device is locked. Now by default, it opens Moto Notes, or you could have it open Keep Notes, which is basically just another note app. So let's try that out and see what happens. So we're gonna lock it, and now take out the stylus again. And there we go, Moto Note just opened up and we're good to go. The other thing you can change is the removal reminder, so you'll get a notification if the stylus is being used for a while. So this is mostly for if you take the stylus or maybe a kid is using it or something like that. It's gonna prevent you from accidentally misplacing it. So when you have the stylus out, it's just gonna remind you so you don't forget you took it out. Now, record last removal too, you can do that. Exactly how it sounds, it's gonna record every time you take your removal out. And then vibrate when insert is kind of cool. By default, it is activated and I just left it that way. That's basically when you take out the stylus and then put it back in, it's gonna vibrate just a tiny bit. You'll barely be able to tell, but it's still a nice feature. Now, in conclusion, how good is the stylus of the Motorola Moto G Stylus 2021? I would say that for a mid-level phone like this, it's okay. I honestly don't find it very useful. To me, it's more of a gimmicky thing that doesn't have that much practical use. The reason being, it's not sensitive enough to do any type of actual drawing or handwriting or anything like that with, versus a flagship phone like the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, where it feels like actual paper. And then some of those notepads that are really just for stylus-like activity or a drawing pad or something like that, those devices really do feel like paper. And if you're expecting that kind of feel from this phone, then you're probably gonna be disappointed. In my opinion, I would not choose this phone over another simply because it has a stylus, because the stylus, while being pretty cool, isn't very useful in day-to-day practical application. That being said, it does have some pretty cool features, and if you just like to have a stylus on your phone, maybe that's something that's important to you, then I would understand choosing this phone. I will say, compared to other phones in this price range that do have styluses, like for example the LG Stylo 6, I do think this phone's stylus is a lot better than that one. But again, compared to the higher end devices, or devices that are just meant for that type of activity, like a drawing pad or one of those virtual notepads, it's really not nearly at that level. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you found it helpful as well. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to get some more information on this phone specifically, be sure to watch the full review of the device on the channel. But that's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.